Anyway, this was Tucker Carlson's last moment. I saw this tweet earlier, and it's finally what made me get up this morning. Here's the person rumored to replace Tucker Carlson, by the way. Dad wants me to sleep at night. I'm a guardian dog. Only on HasanPiker tonight by Fox News. Hashtag good puppy. A lot of people are calling me a demon. I say no gods, no masters. And supposedly left-leaning content creators decide that no gods, no masters does not matter when we're talking about dogs. I thought dogs had rights in this country. It turns out, back in the day, animals used to roam the streets freely and do whatever they want to do freely without a care or consideration in the world. Nowadays, dogs can't even roam inside of the house and poop and pee everywhere they would like to. What's going on? Oh my God, dude, this is too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Get a stretch in. Look at that little stretch in. Look at that. Do you think it was part of the court settlement that Tucker be fired? Fuck no. All right, let's get started.
This just in to CNN. Tucker Carlson.
Let's get started on the news, folks. Let's fucking go. This just in. Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News.
Is out at Fox News. The right-wing network just announced the two have parted ways. CNN senior media reporter Oliver Darcy is here with more on this. What are you learning? He was out on Friday. Will we see him say goodbye?
We're not going to see him say goodbye. This is really stunning news coming from Fox. They say his last show was April 21st. They put out a very short statement. They say they thank him for his service, and that's it. That's all we know right now. But of course, this comes days after. Last week, you remember, Fox News settled this massive defamation lawsuit with Dominion Voting Systems over the election lies that it promoted in the wake of the 2020 election. So they paid out $787 million, the highest known defamation settlement ever publicly known in U.S. media. So this is coming days after that. Unclear, of course, whether this is related. It's kind of hard to imagine that these things happen. Tucker Carlson was sowing doubt about the U.S. election results just up until the last few weeks. So it's possible that there was a relation.
Nope. I think Tucker Carlson wanted more money, realized how much he's worth, saw the Steven Crowder deal, saw all of these other dudes in independent media getting like 50 milli contracts, noticed that he could probably demand way more. And then Fox News was like, no, we're in the pocket for $787 million. And, a lot of it will be covered by insurance, but that insurance premium is going to be baked in. So he most likely was like, I want a lot of money. And then they were like, no, you can't have a lot of money. So he was like, okay, well, fuck you. I'm out then.
Relationship there, but really big news. And I should also point out that they've stuck with him really through quite a lot. He has promoted conspiracy theories about the vaccines. He has said things that are just blatantly anti-immigrant. He has, like I said, promoted doubt about the 2020 election. They have stuck with him throughout all of this. So, really shocking news that now he's no longer with the network.
Yeah, the big question, as you say, is why now? Fox has let their number one people go before. I mean, Bill O'Reilly, they pushed out when he was number one.
Yeah, Bill O'Reilly was pushed out when he was number one for like a biblical amount of sexual harassment. Like, Bill O'Reilly is responsible for killing someone. You know what I mean? Like, for stochastic terror against an actual doctor that used to perform abortions. He used to call him Tiller, the baby killer. And then someone literally went to George Tiller's house and fucking killed him with a gun, with an assault rifle. And that didn't stop Bill O'Reilly's fame. If anything, it probably, Fox News doubled down, basically. Yeah. Oh, was it at church? I thought it was at his house. That makes it. I mean, yeah, okay. Shot after church service while getting lemonade. Yeah. Thoughts on this theory? I'm just going to throw this out there. Carlson and Stewart? That's disgusting. No, I fucking hope not. What an insane liberal ass fucking take. No, absolutely not, dude. Tucker Carlson is literally ideologically a white nationalist. He should have no prominence. He should have no platform in a perfect world. No, not like placing him next to, you know, a supremely famous liberal that is probably going to agree with him in a lot of instances, especially because Tucker Carlson is a very skilled propagandist. So is Jon Stewart, but no shot. LA Times says Tucker Carlson's exit is related to the discrimination lawsuit filed by Abby Grossberg, the producer Fox fired last month. Carlson's senior executive producer Justin Wells has also been terminated, according to people familiar with the matter. No way. I made a thread of hogs malding in the fucking tweets. That is wild. If it's like, I mean, two reasons why people only get fired at Fox News or let go at Fox News. And it's not because like they're doing too much devastating white supremacist propaganda. Let me explain to you. Fox News fires you for two reasons. One, you are creating legal complications that they cannot handle in-house with arbitration as they normally would, right? That was the famous Bill O'Reilly example. Or you want too much money. And the you want too much money oftentimes like is settled because they will just fucking, you know, put entire stacks of moolah in front of you and light it on fire because they have a tremendous amount of money regardless. So if it's not the money side, which I still think it could be, because this is happening during like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about what's going on behind the scenes. I have no idea. Fox News is famously tight-lipped about shit like this. They operate like an old school media company and not like Twitter, which is a leaky ship that you can immediately get all of the latest and greatest information in detail from. You know, there haven't been like a lot of Slack channel communication that you can access with respect to Fox News and the internal communication. So I don't know.
They're doing this now with Tucker Carlson. We talk about this happening in the wake of the Dominion decision. Now, it's interesting with Carlson, which is that it wasn't his show or his shows that Dominion was suing over necessarily for promoting false news. It was some of his behind-the-scenes stuff that was legally problematic for Fox, but he wasn't one of the people who helped get them in trouble with Dominion, was he?
No, he wasn't the main culprit that really spawned this lawsuit. But, you know, it's not to say also that other hosts could not be eventually leaving the network as well. I mean, this raises a lot of questions about whether the network potentially is trying to at least rein in some of the more extreme people on the channel. I mean, of course, Tucker Carlson, the most extreme probably on that channel. I should also note, John, why this is so important. I mean, Tucker Carlson, outside Donald Trump, really was the person commanding the GOP, really directing it. You saw Republican lawmakers, prominent Republican lawmakers, often grovel at his feet.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah. Ted Cruz, for instance, groveled at his feet, and others because they were afraid of him going on his primetime show and lashing out at them. So this is not only huge news in the world of media, but also in the world of politics, where he was really pushing the GOP in that extremist direction.
And it's also, just to that point, that's also, his show is also a place that a lot of Republican lawmakers or anyone who wanted to speak to Donald Trump would go in order to.
Dude, if anything, during the Dominion shit, he literally was routinely shitting on the psychos that during the Dominion process, Tucker Carlson was very outspoken about how psychotic these like Dominion, he literally said it was fake openly. Now, obviously, he still leaned into it on his public-facing commentary, but he certainly was nowhere near as unhinged as anyone that had Sidney Powell on the show. He certainly was nowhere near as unhinged as Janine Perot. Obviously, like, so this being like a Dominion related thing would be very shocking. You know? Shouts out to Michael from Pennsylvania. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Thoughts on Carlson presidential run? I think he could potentially run for president down the line. I just didn't think that it would be happening. I just didn't think that it'd be happening anytime soon. But also, this is the narrative. The prevailing narrative, it seems, is that Tucker Carlson, who was leaving Fox News, and there's more, this is breaking. So there's more information. There's more information coming out about this all the time. And one of the things that I guess LA Times and the New York Times are reporting on is that Tucker Carlson is accused of promoting a hostile work environment. But like, this seems so... Carlson's former head of booking, Abby Grossberg, said that male producers regularly use vulgarities to describe women and frequently make anti-Semitic jokes. But yeah, but like, really? That's what fucking Fox News would like fire you over? What a bunch of pussies, dude. I'm actually surprised. Like, no shot. This doesn't make any sense. This is their cash cow, boys. Like, it's not like Fox News is fucking woke. Like, what do you mean? This is written like a person who has never watched Tucker Carlson. You know what I mean? It's like that makes no sense. I mean, I've often talked about how like these are still, everyone's a liberal at the end of the day. Fox News is a neoliberal institution. So ultimately, like, yes, they will do certain things that you would find strange. Like Matt Walsh will always misgender people. Fox News, on the other hand, I mean, Tucker Carlson might misgender people every now and then, but Fox News is an institution as a style guide, and they will usually not misgender like a trans person deliberately, other than the editorial staff, which might take like, some editorial independence. So like, there is weird things like that. Obviously, that would never cause someone to get fired, though. You know what I mean? I just... it seems very, very strange. It seems very strange that this is happening in the way that it is. This is what Yashar Ali said. Totally complete shock of Fox News in response to Tucker Carlson announcement. Uh-oh. She woke up, walked around a little bit, and immediately plopped back down. Tucker Carlson's first cable news was on MSNBC. Bitch, I know. You telling me? The decision to fire Tucker Carlson came straight from Fox Corp chairman Rupert Murdoch, according to people familiar with the situation who were not authorized to comment. Murdoch said to be concerned over Carlson's coverage of the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol, where the host has promoted the conspiracy theory that it was provoked by government agents. Tucker Carlson has called Ray Epps a Texas man who participated in the storming of the Capitol but did not enter the building and FBI plant without any evidence. Epps was interviewed on 60 Minutes where he said he has been subjected to death threats as a result of Carlson's statements about him. The FBI also told 60 Minutes that Epps never worked for them. The decision is not related to the $787.5 million settlement. Dude, this is fucking... Rupert is aging, making him more woke. Damn. No, I mean, I could see... Guys... I told you this before. I have information from like not firsthand but secondhand accounts of people that worked in one of fucking Rupert Murdoch's like wineries that I think that like he is incredibly terrified of COVID, right? So what Rupert Murdoch says on his properties, on his media properties, and what he personally thinks is two very different things in general, none of it fucking matters because he is responsible for a metric ton of like hyper right-wing ultra-nationalist propaganda, and as long as they fucking make money off of it, Rupert Murdoch is fine. Now, does he individually consider certain people to be a liability? Potentially. If anything, they would probably consider him to be, Tucker Carlson to be a potential liability, which doesn't make sense unless he did something that was really fucked behind the scenes. This is his absolute fucking... I mean, I wouldn't say this is his cash cow, but this is his most popular news broadcast. Tucker Carlson is the most popular news broadcaster on the United States airwaves, okay? Just understand, he's the primetime guy. This is his show. His show is the most popular show. I think he could be turning down the heat on the national conservative narrative, could be a threat to the greater right-wing project. Maybe. Oh my God. She's like yipping in her dreaming. On. Had to make sure she was all right, you know? And that her dreams weren't too scary. What is this? Used to be, you could just walk into work. Not anymore. Try that today, and you'll find out your key fob doesn't work. There's a box filled with everything that used to be on your desk. Coworkers won't even make eye contact with you. What's happening? What's going on? Used to be that you could be as racist as you wanted to be. On camera. At Fox News. You would get a tremendous amount of wealth as a consequence of this kind of racism. Glenn Greenwald with the rabid defense. Tucker was a cable news host who most opposed the U.S. proxy war in Ukraine, denounced CIA, FBI, DHS for systemic lies and corruption, devoted himself to a pardon for Julian Assange, objected to the regime changes efforts in Cuba, criticized Trump admin's militarism. This is such a wild thing to say. Like, I don't understand what is going on here. Like, does Glenn Greenwald think that Tucker Carlson, like, legitimately is opposed to U.S. militarism? How does he respond to, like, when Tucker Carlson is incredibly jingoistic and the spokesperson for Western chauvinism as it pertains to, like, American military conquest that he finds to be perfectly appropriate and acceptable? This dog loves the fucking pee pad. I'm gonna lose it. Oh my God, but I can't. It don't even matter. Look at how fucking cute her face is, bro. God damn it. What am I gonna do? Tell her not to sleep in her own piss? Give her a shirt or towel to lay on? No. There is a bed right there, chatters. She just doesn't like it. But if you consider that Tucker Carlson is actually a liberal, yeah. Do you think this will make any real difference, or will he just make another show just as popular with Ben Shabibo or something like that? Depending on why he got fired and why he got let go. Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous propagandist in the country. He is one of the best. This is part of the reason why he's one of the best. He can he can snake his way into coming across like he's putting up a genuine front against American militarism while simultaneously absolutely promoting American militarism. Like, I don't know why he's saying, like, criticize Trump admin's militarism. Yeah, okay. What about the border, dog? Like, you think that's not a fucking part of American militarism? This makes no goddamn sense. Benjamin Norton is absolutely correct on this. Reminder that Tucker Carlson applied to join the CIA, traveled to Nicaragua to support the CIA's fascist Contra death squads, is the son of a head of the CIA propaganda front. I don't know about that part. Constantly lobbies for war on China, supports colonialist Monroe Doctrine in Latin America. In 2006, white supremacist neocolonialist Tucker Carlson said, Iraq is a crappy place. Hold on. How can I stay being mad while this is happening behind me? That's crazy. In 2006, white supremacist neo-colonials Tucker Carlson said Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of semi-literate primitive monkeys. He did say that. I have zero sympathy for them or their culture, where people don't use toilet paper or forks. They can just shut up and obey. While meddling in Brazil, making propaganda for fascist Bolsonaro, Tucker Carlson complained, under Biden, the Monroe Doctrine is no longer enforced, praising the 200-year colonial policy. He also spread new Cold War propaganda, fear-mongering about Cuba. He's also the mainstream figure I know of that advocate for, oh God, these guys are so fucking stupid. Oh, there's this too at NBC. CNBC anchor Hadley Gamble is accused former NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell of sexual harassment and sex discrimination in a complaint to the company, her lawyer says. Yeah. Tucker Carlson also, this part is like actually not heavily popularized for some reason. But Tucker Carlson literally went to, did he go to Fallujah with fucking with the Academy dipshits? Pretty sure he like posed with them. Yeah. No, not Hungary. That part is fine. This is like an extremely rare Tucker Carlson, actually. Like, people don't know about this. I don't know why people don't fucking talk about this too much. Yeah, here it is. Here is a young Tucky boy with literally bloodthirsty murderers inside the not-so-secret armies of Operation Iraqi Freedom. For a moment, I felt what is to be an American civilian contractor in Iraq. He wrote this originally in 2004. About 100 yards into Iraq, we stopped to pick up weapons. A half a dozen Kurds and white Citroens met us in a trash-strewn lot over the border from Kuwait. There were no morons in our convoy. These were American civilian contractors, employees from one of the private security companies in the U.S. government has hired to pacify and reconstruct post-war Iraq. The group was led by Kelly McCann, a 45-year-old former Marine officer and a security expert. Tucker Carlson wrote this in 2004. Back when he was saying, bro, the mental illness for you to know this is insane. Listen, motherfucker, I know my enemies really well, okay? Especially when they are dangerous propagandists. Especially when other people are running around. Wait, what the fuck? The bitches set me up. Wait, what? The fuck? Anyway, McCann and I have been friendly for a couple of years. When I asked him what exactly civilian contractors were doing in Iraq, a subject about which there has been much speculation but relatively few published facts, he offered to show me. Yeah, he said that in 2011. I know, I saw. You know this, but not that Tucker's dad was the head of Voice of America? No, I did not know that part. I did know that Tucker Carlson wanted to be a CIA officer, though. I know that he tried to be CIA. So that's one thing that I knew. Anyone claiming Tucker is anti-war is a useful idiot. He's just a neocon 2.0. The only reason he criticized NATO's war on Russia is because he wants war on China instead. Tucker lamented if Russia ever joined forces with China, American global hegemony would end. Tucker and the far-right's anti-war narrative is that Russia is white, capitalist, and Christian, and therefore the West should try to recruit it to wage war on China, which these racist imperialists see as an Asian, communist, atheistic threat to Western civilization. This part is true. They don't give a fuck about Russia. They think that Russia is another like imperialist power in the West that is actually Christian, just like the good old boys are here in the West. They think Russia is like white enough to be considered Western, especially because they correctly identify that Russia is not a fucking communist nation anymore. So they don't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, these guys are rugged, individualistic capitalists that we put into positions of power. The country is an oligarchy run by our kleptocrats, our Western-facing oligarch kleptocrats that we put in positions of power as we were reconstructing the USSR to our liking. Okay, So why the fuck would we care if they are like, you know, fucking over Ukraine or whatever? They don't give a shit. They think like, oh, and they're also anti-woke, so that's great. Here, let's take a look.
If Russia ever joined forces with China, American global hegemony, its power would end instantly. You'd have the world's largest landmass and largest natural gas reserves allied with the world's largest population and world's largest economy. So a Russia-China axis would be not just more powerful than the United States, but much more powerful. It would have the scale to control a lot of the world's economy and trade routes and raw materials. It could project military force that, posturing aside, we actually don't have the power to stop. If Russia and China ever got together, it would be a brand new world, and the United States would be greatly diminished. Most Americans agree that would be bad. If Russia ever joined...
Yeah, I mean, this is like typical neocon anti-multipolarity shit. Like, setting aside real issue is dangerous propaganda. I really fucking hate his voice. It's so annoying. I know. I'd already gotten to the part to answer. Anyway, so, I mean, he's over here hanging out with fucking contractors. These are the guys who literally did out and about straight up war crimes and massacres, okay? The idea that Tucker Carlson is a good person, Tucker Carlson just got booted from Fox News, so it's worth recalling the most memorable interview he did. One he didn't air because the guests exposed him for what he really is. This was with Rutger Bregman, famously, where he had some fucking takes on him too. Tucker Carlson is not the darling that the anti-imperialist, anti-fucking military state darling that Glenn Greenwald claims he is for some fucking weird reason. Anyway, so here, let's take a look at this entire thread. I mean, instead of this one, I want to use an old video of mine, actually.